off course a little bit. And I think before I fully understood this, I was definitely guilty of it also. So awareness and focus are two different words. Okay.
Mm,
Awareness and focus, right? You with me so far? You know the word awareness?
yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes a lot of people, I think, they confuse broad awareness with focus. Here's the example. Like if you look out the window, right? You're like, "Oh, look, there's a squirrel. There's a tree. I see that. There's a car. There's this." Like that's awareness, right? But I would say focus is like looking into a mirror. So awareness versus focus. And I think a big shift for people who are able to really kind of adopt right now, high performers or now what sort of people, they understand the difference between focus and awareness. They are not like looking out like that with the lens. They're they're dialing in.
So focus is more about looking inwards.
Yeah, it's narrow. Keep it narrow. The narrower you have the thoughts, the more you can lock onto them.
How would you do that? What do you recommend? Meditation, maybe?
I think for some folks, meditation is great. I think um, there's a number of exercises. What I would say though is probably the most important is stick with being purposeful and intentional. Do things on purpose. So let's just say in your world, you're like, not that I want to have a great show today, but I want to ask leading questions. I'm going to ask leading questions. And because you ask leading questions, the end result is, oh, you have like an engaging show. But the way you got there was by focusing on the actions. So typically, the narrower you can keep your focus, one or two things, be all in, focus on the actions that it takes to get the outcomes that you want. That's typically how you can get super intentional,
Wow.
very deliberate.
Purposefully and intentionally. I love it.
Yep, purposeful and intentional. Yep.
Jordan Peterson once said, do everything. What was the quote again? One second. I'm horrible at this.
Who
Uh,
who
so
did you say?
Jordan Peterson, this
Oh yeah,
Canadian,
yeah,
he said
yeah, yeah. Of course.
everything that you do matters. Everything that you do should matter. Like, and what he was trying to say, what I took from it is be purposely and intentionally. Like everything that you're doing has a meaning behind, and if you do everything in a non, how to say, like, I don't care about it. It's okay.
Yep.
That's good, and like that's good. You're never good enough. You're not even try to be good enough. Like like this is gonna just
He he
echo.
he would he even goes a step further and he really talks about making it matter, right? Not just
Mm,
that everything you do matters, but make it matter. And that's the case with performers, artists, athletes, people like you. Like what there has to be an intention, right?
yeah.
Like there has to be like what is the focus going to be? What's the goal for today? Not maybe stuff that we want to work on, but maybe for you it's a lot of energy, um, good flowing conversation, and something else. I don't know. But if you were all in on those like couple of things, your brain is going to start to switch to verbs, like the actions you need to do those things, and you're going to be like super intentional. I would submit that the more you are intentional, that's how people get results.
we
Have
just
a purpose.
have a purpose. That's how you get results. But would you say that, and as Jordan Peterson said, try to make things what was it again? What how did you went a step further? He said, uh, create a purpose.
He
You
would.
say,
He says what you do matters, but you also have to make it matter.
make it matter. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, would you say that is that a limit for that? It's like because when I also think if you try to make everything matter, it can kind of feel overwhelming, right?
I think a good rule of thumb is younger people typically struggle with what I'm about to say. They think that quantity is more important than quality. So for a lot of them, in my world, I don't know if they need to train harder. I don't know if they need to be in the gym more. I don't know if they need to skate longer. I always start with asking them, maybe you just need to train better. I'm not saying if it's an hour, you have to turn into 2 hours. Maybe you could actually do it in 30 minutes, but is that 30 minutes the best that it can be? Make it matter. So I always say it's quality is number one, right? So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think when you do things with quality, I think that certainly results, I think, is a big deal. I think happiness is a big deal. I think you can start building some momentum. I think you can start celebrating progress. So I think a lot of people confuse having to do more. More probably matters. But I always say before you do more, I would just make sure what you're doing now, maybe you could just do it better.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, that's beautiful.
Right?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Beautiful.
I
Beautiful.
love it. Yeah, I think the Japanese are a little bit like that. Right? Never been to Japan.
Abs-
Yeah, but they
yeah.
I oh man, they have this religion, the Shintoism, and
Yep.
everything that they do is like full of purpose and intentionality, and they're also
That's
focused,
right.
like the way they pour the tea, like they put the arm in front of the other, and the
Yep.
movements are slow and soft. It's like, bro, they put so
I love
much
that.
focus on that. Like, I
I
should,
love that.
but send it to a point. Like, isn't that too far? I don't know. I'm just open question here. What do you think?
I I I don't know. I want to go to Japan also. I have great respect um for tradition, for culture, for details. There's lots of cultures and societies like that, but yeah, I would bet that um yeah, I think sometimes simplicity matters. What's too far, that's probably based on the individual. It's not how I would lead my
Mm,
life. We're all human. We all make mistakes, but um I think everybody has that point where they are what if we're really being honest, are we confusing doing things the best we can do with let's I'll just do it for 10 more minutes. That doesn't mean it's 10 more of the right minutes. It just means it's 10 more minutes, you know.
oh man, I love it. I love,
I don't
and
know. I
I,
don't know.
and that's why my boss needs to listen to this podcast and allow me to take smartphone breaks every 40 minutes or 1 hour. I'm not
There we
joking.
go.
When I work from home, so sometimes I work from home, right? And I work like about an hour and a half, and then I go to my couch, I spend 10 minutes on Instagram, or I go downstairs, take the trash out. So I kind of have this reset outside of the computer, outside of the work environment. And then when I come back, I'm like sharp, focused. I'm back to action. I don't have the chance to do that at the office though.